Welcome back, guys. This is the second episode of the dungeon series Rragar's Menagerie. 3 levels, Sacknut Valley again. The dungeon is full of shards and you get Vanguard points after you clear out this place. We have 2 unique skins here, the Goldhorn staff and the Dryad bow. The bow is worth a few arm races but quite rare as I've heard. Okay, let's go through some tips and tricks first, then I will show you the full run. Like I said, the majority of the monsters are char, so highly recommended you display the Vanguard title for an increased armor effect. And by the way, there are plenty of corpses to use in this dungeon. A minion master can make your life easier. Not all monsters are char though, there are flesh reavers and O's as well. The flesh reaver hounds are the worst of all, plenty of shiny beams, aka ray of judgment, so bring a lot of interrupts, knockdowns too. Even an assassin promise finisher is decent. You know, this build has snare, knockdown, summoned assassin, and it can slow down and confuse the monsters a bit. Not the damage from the Ebon Vanguard itself, but the fact that if you aggro group with it, the monster's AI will use some of their priority skills on him, providing your team more safety. Anyway, this time I've changed my hero builds a bit. I wasn't too satisfied with my allies from the previous feed. So there is an SS Necro with Mark of Pain stuff and a Minion Master with Bone Fiends, and I thought this might be a good combination. One Necro would hex the target with Mop and the Bone Fiends would do huge chunks of damage on the other foes and also work as meat shields. And as I see the builds now, there are 2 weaken armors in their builds. Accidentally I gave it to both heroes. Never mind, you can bring maybe additional DPS like Death Nova or more defense like Prot Spirit or something for the Necro. And the other heroes are the usual E-Surge Mesmers, Beep Necro, ST and SOS Ritu. So once you're ready, talk to Gron Fierceclaw, the merchant guy, and get the Wait Threat quest and leave the town. I haven't said yet, but we start from Doomlore Shrine, but to be honest you could also start from Long Eyes Ledge, just make sure to have the quest, and I guess there isn't much difference in terms of difficulty or time. I choose Dalada Uplands, Grotmar Wardowns, Sacknut Valley route, and of course we'll speed up this boring part, otherwise this video would take like half an hour, and you know guys, I don't want to bore you to death. So one obvious tip regarding the run to dungeon, try to avoid as many groups as you can. And after around 10 minutes we can enter the dungeon. I tend to get the blessings even if my character has max title, because the extra armor can help a bit when you kill 25 foes. The first gate is blocked, we must blow it up, go get some powder kegs and get ready to fight. Usually the char dominators have hard rest, the prophets or menders are the only healers, and I like to kill these 2 first, maybe allies after. The Mesmer heroes do a great job usually and they interrupt the whole group, but sometimes a firestorm or a meteor shower can reach the party, and if this happens you can pull them out of the danger zone with the hero flags. Also, I think the first group is a great way to test your team. If you can deal with these chars without much trouble, your chances are good to complete the whole thing. Okay, we are at the blocked gate, drop the keg. And the next group is a typical melee heavy one. Ineptitude or Spiteful Spirit can do huge damage against these guys, but generally speaking even just one spirit of displacement can neutralize them quite well. You won't need another keg, I remember this wrong, the death of the Char Warden actually opens the gate, and as we kill more and more foes, the Necro will create more and more minions, which of course will increase our firepower significantly. Finally we reach Rragar himself. The boss is an E-Surge Mesmer with double damage multiplier. The rangers have the high ground, so definitely pre-cost the defensive spirits here and let the Vanguard as take the first attacks or spells. Actually we can't kill Rragar here, neither on level 2, because in both cases he will run away like a coward. Never mind, on level 3 we will get him. Now just pick up the dungeon key and go back to the start. By the way, when I was doing this playthrough, I had to check wiki all the time. Without the map, you can get lost very easily here. This place, and especially level 1, is like a true dungeon. On the way back, we run into several char groups, magma blisters, O's and flash rivers. These are not too dangerous, maybe the flash rivers are, but I will say what to do when we get there. A small char warrior group here, and after that some magma blisters. They possess some shitty necro builds, so they are weak opponents. After that there is a hidden flash river group, luckily only one hound. You know the hounds are the smite monks, they have a ray of judgment and all kinds of damage, so quickly destroy it and focus on the Nephilims. Those are some badass paragons, and contrary to the human paragons, they have great damage. A hidden O's group close to the Resurrection Shrine, they like to duplicate themselves by sacrificing 50% of their HP, focus on the Earthbound O's first, and try to interrupt their duping skills. The Char Patrol is here, kill the Dominator first, then the Warriors and the Rangers too. Now pick up some Powder Keg and trigger the Red Shrine and keep a bit north. Another big group, micro the defensive spirits on the S tier 2 and kill the Prophet and the Coasters as soon as possible. As we go on, there is another pop-up, and once all dead, blow up the gate, and you can either kill the hostile chars and flash rivers, or simply ignore them and run straight to the portal and enter the next level. From level 2 onwards, the char and the flash rivers will be friendly to each other, and the first part of level 2 is a bit weird in a sense that you can kill this group on the right side, and if you do, the gate won't close. If they run away, the gate will close, but the key drops inside, so you can't really explore the part of the area, or at least not from this side. I believe you can reach it from the other side if you really want to. Nonetheless, you don't need this dungeon key at all, so let's just continue on the way to Rragar. I will stay quiet for some time now. We'll find several chars and O's in the next few minutes, and I'll slow down the clip when a really difficult part comes. Okay, here we are, take a look at this group. 5 or maybe 6 Flash River Hounds, it means the same amount of Roys of course. And this can easily wipe an unprepared group, but we are smart, let's put down some ST spirits first. You can even flag your heroes so they receive even less AoE damage. And now try to kill the hounds as soon as possible. If you have an Promise build like I do, try to use your elite in the last second, because Smite Hex can mess up your skill recharge quite easily. After that, just a few more groups and we find Rragar one more time. I think I won't have to say what to do, play it carefully, you know, ST, etc. Then kill the small guys first, leave the boss for last, and don't forget to pick up the boss key. I always forget and have to walk all the way back from the end of the world. Alright, a few more chars and O's now, and we arrive at a very tricky area. You know, playing this game with 2 monitors kind of sucks, because you are watching movies or YouTube videos all the time and you don't pay attention to the game. Yeah, this happened this time as well. We ran into 2 groups and they wiped our party. Maybe I could have saved ourselves by running away and flagging heroes, but whatever. There is a Red Shrine quite close. Lesson learned, less YOLO, more skill next time. Okay, we had our revenge now. There is a Paragon boss on the right. You can completely ignore it, and only a few more groups left and we can enter level 3. And now another OP team, precost as much self-defense as you can, and say these monsters a few kind words, and you know, under kind words I mean very nasty swearing. This is the last group before level 3, finish them, use the boss key and go through the portal. And here we are, level 3 mixed groups of Flesh Reavers and Chars. By the way, did you know how the Flesh Reavers grow up? Wiki has some explanation of this. A young Flesh Reaver is born as barely more than a small skeleton. The parents assure the survival of their young by layering muscle, tissue and flesh over the delicate newborn. And it gets even worse because Wiki continues, the older Flesh Reavers sew the muscles and bone from their prey to the flesh of the younglings. Yeah, this is probably the most disgusting thing I've read on the Guild Wars wiki. So after the bad news, now some good news. Level 3 is kind of easy compared to the previous levels, and there are less groups here and more walking from one place to the other. Nonetheless, when you reach the boss key room, you better precost all defensive and offensive things you can and separate your hero team, because there is a huge pack of monsters including 2 necro bosses. They are simply called the Flesh Eaters, I guess the oldest of the pack or something like this. So keep an eye on the Spirit of Shelter, that's a must have or you will wipe in no time. Nice, all that, now pick up the boss key, and after this epic battle, this is going to be a walk in the park now. The end boss is Rragar Man-Eater himself, of course, and also his companion, the Hide Splitter. I swear the developers wanted to scare us to death with these names. Never mind, one is a Research Mesmer, the other one is a Spearmaster Paragon. And the usual safe approach is good enough, flag the heroes, put down some defensive spirits and aggro them. I like to kill Rragar first, because if you do the opposite and kill the High Splitter first, Rragar will resurrect him and we don't want to do that. When the Mesmer dies, the Paragon will turn into some kind of a rampage mode. I guess he deals more damage and becomes a stronger version of himself, but he is not as strong as you would expect. And that's it, the dungeon is completed, you can open the chest now and hope for some Dryad bows. I've got a Goldhorn staff, even though it's a unique skin, this is not really sought after, so my luck was not as good as last time when I got the Emerald Blade. After that you can map travel back, accept the quest reward and take a well-deserved nap or anything like that. So guys, this was one of a million ways to do Rragar Menagerie. There was one party wipe, but at least you see the bad examples too. And I hope you enjoyed this one, check the description for timestamps and builds. Thanks for watching and see you next time.